everyone! I hope you're having a happy holiday. Unfortunately for me and my family, it's been pretty rough for the past few weeks, and my husband and I ended up having to extend our stay here in Texas. So I'm gonna be away from my studio for a while, which means the next few projects are probably going to be more on the simple side because I don't have my whole studio and all my tools and stuff with me here. So yeah, I'm just gonna be doing more simple projects until I get back home. Anyway, since New Year's is right around the corner, I thought that I would make some simple party hats. They're pretty easy to make, so you can make a bunch for a party or whatever, and they're really easy to decorate to make them more festive and customizable, so really you can make them for whatever occasion you want. So let's get started. You'll need fancy cardstock weight papers, scrap paper, a ruler, a pencil, scissors, an X-Acto knife, glue, string elastic, and decorative elements. First, you need to make a hat template. To do so, on the top of the scrap paper, mark in about 4 inches. Like I mentioned, I'm not in my studio, so I didn't have a ruler handy. I ended up just estimating about 4 inches and marked it on another scrap piece of paper and used that as a ruler instead. Anyway, pivot your ruler at the mark you just made and mark every inch or so around the paper like this. And then connect your marks. Divide the half circle you just drew into thirds, and the first 2/3 is your pattern. Add a little sliver onto the edge to provide a spot for you to glue. Cut the pattern piece out and use it to mark the pieces on the nice papers, and then cut them out. These thicker cardstock papers were a lot more difficult to work with because they didn't want to curl around at the top nicely, so I would suggest going with cardstock that's on the thinner side if you don't want to deal with that. This silver hollow glitter paper was the thickest that I worked with, and it was quite a bit of a pain. I ended up being able to get it to work, but it was almost not really worth it. Anyway, add glue to the edge and stick the edges together. Now, I tried using this wimpy glue for these things, but because I was a little impatient and some of these papers were big pains in the butt, this particular glue didn't work that well. It worked fine for thinner cardstock like this yellow paper that I used, but for these thick ones, I had to bust out my hot glue gun. I ended up making 9 hats out of 3 different papers. Use an X-Acto knife to cut small holes about 1/4 of an inch away from the bottom edge on opposite sides of the hat. Thread some elastic string through the outside into the hat and knot the string to keep it in place. You may notice that I'm actually using stretchy beading string. I wouldn't recommend this. It didn't really stretch as much as I would have liked for this. I just couldn't find stretchy string elastic in time. Anyway, knot the string to keep it in place, and if you want to add some extra security, you can add a dab of hot glue. Place it on your head, bring the string around and back up to see how much string you'll need. Cut the string, thread it through the hat like before, and knot it again. Again, add a dab of hot glue if you want to secure it further. And that's basically it. For more fun, you can decorate the hats however you'd like. Here are a few examples of what I did. This one's actually done before you even roll the hat up and glue it together. Cut a little bit off the top of the hat like this. Take some lengths of ribbon and glue them on the inside so that they're poking through the top. Then just roll it up like usual, and the ribbons should look like they're spilling out of the top of the hat like this. Try doing this with longer or shorter ribbon and see how it turns out. For the others, I just added stuff to the already made hats. On this one, I simply just added some thin gold garland-like trim around the edge. On this one I did the same, but with silver trim, obviously, and then I balled up the trim and glued it to the top. And lastly, for this one, I took some extra gold wrapping paper that I had, cut strips about 1 inch or so, cut them like this to create fringe, and then I glued them onto the hat in rows to give it this fringy, festive look. I love these because they're so easy to make, and like I mentioned before, you can decorate them however you'd like. In this video, I showed you different ways to customize these party hats, but there are seriously so many different ways that you can customize them. Use the hashtag chezlin to show me how you customize yours. If you liked this video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. I post art videos every Tuesday and DIY videos every Thursday. Thank you to my patrons who helped me make this video. Your support is amazing. If you are interested in becoming a patron, then I'll leave a link to my Patreon right up here. You can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, or Snapchat, and I'll leave the information to those down below. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next week.